Wargaming's Beat Map Bat Rap!
Welcome back to Beat Map Bat Rap Season 2, Episode 20. This is Matthew vs. Matthew. This is Tyranids Turn 2. Doom and Malantide does not come in from reserves. The Tyranids decides to march on over to the Ghost Ark, and if he can't shoot it down, he'll just charge in and kill it in close combat. And we'll see what happens there. All the Termagants moving up. There's not really much left of them, but they might as well try to weaken the enemy as much as possible. The Warriors also moving forward. The Trigon moving forward, getting into a better position. And then we got Old One-Eye charging up there. Now he might be in range for charging. We'll soon see. The Zone Throat moving up as well, providing synapse as well as some firepower. Spawning Termagants only spawn 5 more, and he no longer is going to be able to, or she is no longer going to be able to give birth. Moves up 6 inches as well. So that's all the Termagants that will be spawned. It's a little below average. I'd like a lot more than that, obviously, but still, there's quite a few Termagants that were spawned, so cannot complain, especially because they are all troop choices who can take objectives. Everybody else moving up, except for the one Termagon moving back to grab that objective. Gargoyles moving over to help assault into the Immortals. I'm hoping the Trigon and Old One-Eye and the Gargoyles will all be able to get into that combat at the same time, kind of make up for the Mind Shackle Scarabs. 2 shots from the Tyranids, 1 hits, 1 penetrates, dropping the Quantum Shielding, and that becomes a 4, and so that is immobilized, so it will auto-hit in close combat. Now the Strength 5 weapon from the Termagon will actually be able to hurt it, manage 1 glancing hit, and that 3 becomes, that should have become a 2, but, oh well, we made a mistake there. That's weapon destroyed. Doesn't really matter. Trigon runs forward as well. Zone Throat firing, it manages to get a Psychic test, and it scatters far off and doesn't really hit anybody. So that's 0 for 2 for the Zone Throat. Gargoyles then firing into the Immortals with their Flesh Borers and manage 1 hit, but no wounds. Then the 3 Termagants over here fire at the Lich Guard, manage a wound, and he fails that. So the 3 of them can kill a Lich Guard, but 10 Gargoyles can't kill a single Immortal. And we get more of the Termagants firing into the Lich Guard as well. And another one fails its 3+ save, so 2 of them do go down. And then the Ripper Swarms run to get up there as far as they possibly can. The other Ripper Swarms move as well. The Trigon falls over off of his base. People say I should glue him onto his base. Maybe I finally should, but I just never get around to it. Do they get back up? One of them does, and the other one stays down. So hey, that's 40 points. That's not getting back up. Tyranids runs into the Ghost Ark. Old One-Eye needs a 6, he gets it, so he is in combat there. The Trigon needs a 6 as well, and gets a 5, so he's not going to be in combat, which means Old One-Eye is going to get Mind Shackled. The Gargoyles, of course, make it there nice and close, but unfortunately I was trying to get the Trigon to get Mind Shackled, and that way I could do as much damage as I can, because Old One-Eye will destroy that group if he can attack, and he will die if he cannot. Going against the Ghost Ark, I get auto hits. These are all strength 5 or 6, doesn't really matter. We get 4 penetrating hits. 1 of them is an explosion. Everything within 2 inches manages to hit a Ripper Swarm and some of the Lich Guard. So the Ripper Swarm does not take a wound. The Tyranids takes a wound, but he has a 2+ save and he's fine. And then it hits, I think, 5 Lich Guard, and we get 1 of them taking a wound, and he makes his save just fine. So that's replaced with the Crater. All the Warriors get dumped down there, and then they're going to take a Strength 3 hit and have to take a Pinning test. So we'll see what happens with that in just a second. So we'll do the Strength 3 hit first, managing to hit 3 of them, and wound all 3 too. All 3 of them go down, they don't make their armor saves. Now do they run? Yes, they do. That's an 11. They fail it, so they are pinned. But we still get to see if these guys stand back up because they didn't fall back. That's a different thing. So FAQ didn't really clarify that, so that's how we do it. Mind Shackle Scarab, I make my leadership 8. So Old One-Eye is going to be able to attack, but he does get hit. Out of his 3 wounds that he has left, he now has 1 left. So he could have been killed right there, but he survived the War Scythe from the Overlord. The Immortals then try to finish off his last wound, but fail to, and then they attack the Gargoyles. They manage to inflict 2 wounds, and 2 Gargoyles do go down, but it's not a lot of wounds. Gargoyles go first into the Immortals. They hit on 4s, auto-wounding on 6s. They manage to get 5 wounds. 2 Immortals do go down. Old One-Eye is going to go after the Immortals rather than the Overlord because he can do his Rampage. Basically, for every hit that he does, he gets extra hits. He gets D3 plus 5 attacks, so he gets 8 attacks, 5 of those hit. And so he gets 5 more attacks. Another 3 hit, he gets to reroll the 1s. So we got this many hits, they're all strength 10, and he destroys every last Immortal. That means the Overlord lost combat by 5, so he has a leadership of 5 at this point, which he fails. Initiative of 2 against 4 with the Gargoyles. The Gargoyles do overrun the Overlord. Now he still gets to have his ever-living roll, but the thing is, with Consolidation, I surround it, so he cannot come within 3 inches of where he was before. So that Overlord and those Immortals are dead. So looking good for the Tyranids as they take out all the different vehicles, and they've taken out the Immortals and the Overlord. Let's see what the Necrons can do to come back. The Death Marks do manage to come in. They deep strike. They're going to attempt to go right between the two Turvagons, and they manage to do that. So all 5 of them are going to come in, and they're going to mark that one Turvagon as their prey and do all they can to destroy it, hopefully this turn, if not the next. Then the Monolith is going to pull the Warriors through its portal, and it says any unengaged model, and they count as having disembarked from a combat vehicle, so they are no longer pinned. So that's kind of interesting to be able to do that. Little flashback there, I kind of edited in so that they actually did pull out of the Monolith even though they're still in the crater there. Firing the Monolith into the Warriors, it scatters big time again, but still manages to nick one of the Warriors and hit a few of the Termagants. The Warriors luckily do not get cover because of the location of the weapon, and so it instant kills one of them. Could have instant killed all 3 of them if he had gotten a direct hit there. And then kills 2 of the Termagants and the other Termagant as well. So still managed to do a bit of damage. Death Marks rapid fire into the Turvagon, hitting on 3s, winning on 2s, rending 2 of them, and he fails all 4 of his 3+ armor saves, which means the Turvagon does go down, backlashes into 2 of the Termagant groups. So each of those takes 3d6 strength 3 hits, so that group takes 12 strength 3 hits, and of course it is dead. And the group of 2 will take 3d6 strength 3 hits as well. And it takes 10 strength 3 hits, and of course there's no way that it's going to survive. They're AP nothing, so they do get their armor save, but that's just not going to help. Warriors try to take out Old One Eye. He only has 1 wound left, hitting on 3s, wounding on 6s, managed 3 wounds. He's got a 3+ save. He fails one of them. Old One Eye goes down, so all of a sudden Necrons are starting to come back. And then we do a multi-assault here, the Lich Guard charging into the Warriors as well as the Trinifex. Mind Shackle Scarabs, he makes it again, so far Mind Shackle Scarabs have done nothing, so he gets to hit first. He gets 5 hits, 2 of them rending, 2 regular. I do make mine 2 regular, so the Harbinger goes down as well as one of the Lich Guard. And then I get to hit him, hitting on 4s, wounding on 2s, managed to kill one of the Warriors. And then 4 of the Lich Guard are going after the Trinifex, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, managed to completely kill it, which means I win combat. He takes a lot of extra wounds, and he dies. So that was a quite decisive battle, especially because the one Lich Guard and the Cryptek get to stand back up. So no losses on the Necron side there. So all of a sudden Necron's able to swing a bit of momentum back into their favor. End of round 2. Let's take a look at the casualties so far. Necrons have taken most of their vehicles. It looks like it's very sparse for them, but they still have their heavy hitters with their Lich Guard and some good death marks there. Turvagon grabbing this objective, and then the Lich Guard starting to carve a hole over there, but the Warriors are kind of going to be in a desperate spot there as soon as the Trigon, Zoanthropes, Gargoyles are all there. But also not looking too good for the Tyranids. Both sides taking heavy losses, but it's only end of round 2, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. So if you're on YouTube, click the annotation. Otherwise, click the link below. And once again, comment who you think is going to win, and has it changed since last round.